So we have a Ninja 300. It's stripped right now. I didn't have enough time to make a video. I stripped it, did the oil change. That's a new oil filter. You see that 629, that was last month, just a couple of days ago. K&N air filter. I did that. I replaced the oil. I took it apart. I added some coolant. It was glowing coolant. I thought there might have been a leak, but I think there was some residual water somewhere here by the radiator, but that was from washing it. Yeah, so we have a 2017 Ninja 300. Only got 2806 miles. You won't believe how much I bought this motorcycle for. Like I said, thank God for white people. That's all I'm gonna say about that. He says, yo man, he's gonna bring race to it, man. He's gonna bring race to it, man. Yep, let's bring race to it. Yep, I bought this motorcycle. I'm gonna show you the damage that I bought it with. You can see this is broken off. This piece is missing. It's broken. You can see that is broken right there. I bought this motorcycle for $500. And say what you will, that's what I'm saying. Thank God for white people, because you ain't buying a motorcycle for $500 from black folks. Hell no, that ain't happening. I don't care. I don't care even if the black person is a billionaire. I don't care even if he got Denzel Washington money. You ain't gonna buy a motorcycle like this for $500 from a black person. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. You can see this is bent. You can see the difference between these two. Yeah, black folks, that ain't happening. So this motorcycle, I bought it from a couple. This was the husband's motorcycle. Make sure my camera is straight. And he fell. He fell a few minutes away from where they lived, and wrecked on it. You can see these two replacement panels I bought from eBay. This is an eBay special. These are eBay. They are genuine OEM. You can tell OEM Kawasaki fairings pieces. That's an OEM piece. Let me show you what the damage is on this motorcycle. I got my tools out here. So this is on the right side, and you can see the damage is not that bad. Somehow I think it had been hit before and they had fixed the paint. There was some paint correction, but the sticker is still good. Let me show you where the major damage was. I got my tools laid out. I'm about to get some work. Yeah, so that's where the damage was. You can see this fairing on the left. That should be the left side. He must have fallen on the left side. You can see the scruffing on it. You can see here. So I bought the piece. You can see the bottom pieces are good. This was the piece that broke off. You can see these side pieces are good. This was the piece that broke off. Let me put this little. This was a piece that broke off on the left side. The tail section, what they call the tail fairings. I have owned a Ninja before, and you see I'm very lucky. I've owned a Ninja before. Previously, I've owned two of them, and that was some of the hardware I bought, because I had bought an Amazon kit. I had bought an Amazon kit for like about $250. So what I wanted to do with this was to flip it. I need the money, man. I'm broke as shit, man. But then also I'm looking at it. I need to get, that is who you call Caliente. You. What happened? Go what do you do is sleep. You don't do no work. Caliente, you don't have to worry about money. So these pieces I gotta have to get them painted. And this tail section I'm gonna have to get it painted. And then I'm gonna have to fix this. Make sure I don't step on my fairings. I'm not good with bodywork. It's a decent sized gouges. and you can see he dug in pretty deep. And then, but then also I'm looking at it as is. I can just use this already. It's just it could be my Humpty bike. The exhaust is too loud. A low exhaust is way too loud. Let me let you guys hear the exhaust. Too loud for my taste. Man, man, I is grown, man. I is grown. I ain't no kid, man. I ain't no child. I ain't no child, and it's too loud for me. All right, that eBay special right there. Listen to it right now. Kicking it. It's not starting. Yeah, I think I had the fuel pump kicking that time. Okay, listen to that eBay special. So the exhaust is way too loud, and there's something up with my starter. I think something happened. Is you try to start it one time and it won't start. There's something up with this little button right there. I don't know what it is. I gotta fix this. As you can hear, the exhaust is pretty loud. I might have to change that ultimately. It's too loud for my taste. I mean, I like something a little bit more quieter. Like I said, I'm eyes grown. This is too loud for me. This is for the youngins. But like I said, imagine all that for $500. That's what I say. Thank God for white folks. But then also, I was lucky. Let me tell you the full story. I went to the DMV. I'm going to do a title transfer, and I'm going to do a title transfer, and I got a temporary 10-day temporary plate registration. This is North Carolina. You need to get a state inspection first before you can register a vehicle. There's gotta be some hookup of some kind for like diagnostics. I can see something is broken down here. I don't think it matters. Make sure I don't burn my wire. I thought my radiator was leaking. Like I said, it's not leaking. So like I said, for $500, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, other than the exhaust being too loud, I actually don't like loud exhausts. Loud pipes don't save lives. Loud pipes are for people with low IQ. That's what I think. Especially this kind of eBay special. I mean, if it's a good exhaust like an SC Project, Acro, or you know, one of those Yoshimura, a good exhaust system. But then this eBay special, they're just loud and obnoxious for no reason. And I need to get some springs. I need to get some springs for there. Like I said, the eBay special is just annoying. Somehow I feel like it's not running. I feel like it's revving up and down slightly once it warms up a little bit. But I think maybe it's my thinking. I gotta ride it a little bit and get the feel for it and just ride it. Maybe because the bike has been. The registration was 2024 last time when the lady took off the plate, I saw it was 2021. So it's probably been sitting for 2 years. The gentleman mentioned, let me shut it off. The gentleman mentioned 1 year sitting, but I think it's probably been sitting for 2 years. So I need to ride it even before I think about flipping it. Ride it and then see how it is, see how it rides. Yeah, like I said, for $500, man, unbelievable. But let me tell you the story though. This bike, I was on Craigslist. Like I said, these days I don't fuck with the marketplace that much, because marketplace is a home of idiots, man. If you want people who are idiots, you deal with people in marketplace. I ain't trying to, don't get me wrong, I ain't trying to say I'm the smartest, I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but my God, man, marketplace is just, marketplace is like Guantanamo Bay, man. It's torture. So I was on Craigslist early in the morning. I saw this bike, and a weird thing is that if I saw this same bike for the same it was being sold for $200 on Craigslist at about 8 a.m. in the morning, if I remember correctly. If I had seen this bike on marketplace, I would not even have looked twice because I knew it was a scam. So I see it at 8 in the morning, and I'm myself, man. Man, like they said, all the red flags go up. It's like a Chinese communist parade, man. He's got all the red flags. It's like that meeting that Hardy at the bar who wants to go home with you, and you're like, man, all the red flags are going. And she's a teen, and she wants to take. She wants her to take. She wants to take. She wants you to go home with her, and you're like, man, that don't happen. She probably crazy as hell. That bitch crazy. Probably gonna get you killed. Probably gonna freaking the husband he's probably he's a champion in MMA, or the freaking man just left the mental institution. Gonna shoot you dead. So anyway, so I emailed the person, and they tell me somebody has offered them 300. So we started at 2. It's already going to 3. Okay, I told them, okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna I'm gonna match the 300. Can I come and see the bike first? They didn't respond for a while, so I thought, okay, that's there. I knew that was a scam. Later on, no. So I tell them, okay, so I tell them, can I see? They didn't respond for a few hours. You can see the chain is it's rusted. I'm holding the camera. You can see it's rusted. Let me tilt this camera a little bit. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, oh yeah, I knew it. I shouldn't even have bothered. That was a scam. So anyway, so they finally email me, and they tell me, yeah, they send me the address and I can come check it out. And I see their neighborhood. It's a fancy neighborhood where I live in the state I live. And I'm like, it might not be a scam after all, man. If he was in the hood, I ain't going, man. I ain't getting shot, y'all, because you're gonna get shot. But anyway, so I, so I say I'll go check it out. So I go there. As I'm pulling into the neighborhood, it's a pretty fancy neighborhood, and I'm already thinking to myself, okay, it may not be a scam after all. So I can see the bike parked out there. So I go out there. A lady meets me. The husband is husband is at work. We got to talking. So I introduced myself, and we were talking. And I'm telling you, people are a bunch of haters, man. You can never get a good deal in this world before somebody else trying to cock block, man. Somebody's always trying to cock block. So by the time I get there, some other idiot had already offered without even seeing the bike. But of course they could see it online. So I mean they could see pictures. He had already offered 500. So she told me somebody has offered me 500. And okay, so I'm looking at the bike. He hasn't started yet. I haven't run the bike yet. But I can see just from years of some of these things now. These are what you call acquired skills. Don't get me wrong. I ain't trying to say that man. I ain't, I mean, I'm not the coolest. I ain't like sliced bread. I ain't the greatest thing out there. But also my experience counts because I've been looking at bikes for many years. I can look at the bike, and I can even looking at the chain. I could see, when I get on Craigslist or Marketplace, I usually expand the pictures. Just try to notice a few things. By noticing the chain, I noticed that the chain was rusty, so the bike had been sitting. I get to the bike. The bike, of course, the battery is dead. So I asked the lady, can I tried jumping with my little jump pack. I have a good one. I have a Noco jump pack, but it wouldn't start. The lights were coming on, but it would not start. The same issue I'm having right now where it doesn't want to start. So like let me do it right now. I bet you right now it's going to start immediately. You see, right now it started immediately. But anyway, so it didn't want to start, so it refused to start. You can see that hide idles. I put some seafoam in there too. So where was I? I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so I asked the lady, can I jump in with your car? She says no, and I knew that was coming. You know how it is. She probably thinks I'm gonna cross, reverse, whatever, plug it the wrong way. She's gonna Mazda 5, and the damn thing gonna blow up the whole computer. Understandable. Even these days, that's why I find it's very difficult even to ask for somebody for a jump start because these cars are so finicky right now. Nobody's like no. So I asked her, if I give you the money right now, will you if I give you the money, will you let me jump with my car? So I pulled my car up. I put my jumper cables on it. It started. It ran. And yeah, so I offered her the 500. She accepted it. And then we were talking back and forth. Cute lady. I mean, she's cute, man. Damn, cute. People are lucky. I don't know how people pull this off, man. People got beautiful wives, but like I said, there's always a catch. I bet you live with that lady for like a week, she'll probably nag you to death. But anyway, like I said, so we talking, and then so I finally give her the money, and then we're talking back and forth, and she's telling me, she's telling me how many people have been calling, and I tell her, yeah, because of the price you're selling it. At the price you're selling it, I mean, come on, nobody sells a bike for that much. And she asked me, she's asking me, so ideally, how much could I have sold this bike? I told her, man, you could have sold this bike for $2,000 as is. So yeah, so she says, hey, but then she says, but it wasn't running. I says, no, just a dead battery. That's all. I mean, any battery you have sitting, and I actually tested the battery because I charged the battery for a whole night, and the battery doesn't work. You have a battery sitting for 2 years, it's gonna be dead anyway. So anyway, yeah. So that was it. So I got myself a Ninja 300. Yeah. So we're gonna put the fairings on today, and it's late. It's already going to around 7 p.m. So enough running my mouth. Let's get to work. So I don't enjoy gluing stuff. So I got a piece that's broken. I got this piece that's broken from here. Let me move this camera a little bit. I hope you didn't see there's a couple that rides motorcycles that passes by my neighborhood. That's what I was trying to show you. There's a couple that drives motorcycle that passes by. Oh my goodness me, his girl. Lord have mercy on my soul. Dang, that man, woo, that man don't do no OT. He be running home to get home. She thick, thick as hell. Yeah, so I glued that piece right there. Man, I hate working with glue. Glue sucks most cock, man. It just runs everywhere. Kind of tilted a little bit so the glue kind of sticks to place. I'm gonna let it dry. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'll let it dry, and then I'll add a little bit more. Yeah, so man, oof, she is thick, boy. Oof, that man, like I'm telling you, man, that man don't do no OT, yo. Ooh, at 5 p.m. he's punching the clock at 5. Right? Remember, like I was joking with a friend of mine that, you know how when it's 5 p.m. and you're at work and you're hanging out and you're talking to people. I'm telling you, man, that man don't want to hang out. Cause I wouldn't be hanging out myself too. If my girl was that thick, I mean, I don't have a girl right now, but if I had a girl that thick, I would be running home. 5 p.m. comes, I'm punching out. I ain't got time for no shenanigans.
What about a V4? V4s have been done before, but not in motorcycles to any notable extent. I believe probably the things that I believe that Mr. Aaron actually noticed about the V4 was that it was inherently more suited to high RPM from the standpoint of crankshaft durability, because the crankshaft was short, just as the four-cylinder crankshafts in auto racing before now later be seen in production, such as the upside-down fork, side radiators, many other innovations of that kind would be.
So I'm gonna take off this panel right here
Oh,
and take off this panel right here.
Lots of VFRs were made with side radiators. So, the NR500 was regarded within Honda as being, oh, well, it was not successful in racing, but it was successful in innovation. In that it forced them to look at the V4 concept from all directions. So they said, V4 is more like a ball than it is like inline 4, which is like a suitcase. So a ball-like engine is able to be rotated in any direction with less resistance to that rotation because its radius is small. On the other hand, any V engine is
That's a
longer
part of
this
the
way
old fairing that
than
broke
an
off.
inline engine. So it was easier to make an inline engine located far forward in the chassis resist wheelies and thus accelerate faster than in the case of the V4, which had to be sort of in the center of the chassis and couldn't go up against the front wheel and concentrate mass there. And of course, Honda management wanted to do something definitively different for their, I'm going to give you a black eye. Yep. And the V4 was the chosen concept. Now, I've tried to find out where that decision may have been made, and I have failed to find out what that was. Who said what to whom, and which whom. But in any case, an engineer, Isao Yamanaka, was
Well,
charged with
there are more than two ways to skin a cat. Sometimes you just gotta yank on
the
it.
initial V4 engine. And it had to be water cooled because you cannot cool the second row of a two-row engine with hot air coming off of the cooling fins of the front cylinders. That doesn't work. AJS tried that in 1935-36 with their little V4, 500 cc's, and they had to reduce the compression ratio on the rear cylinders to keep it from detonating as a result of being both cooled with hot air. Or liquid fuel. Honda had the one of the innovations that came out of that particular thing was the idea of changing tires at Daytona, which has happened ever since. But that particular Daytona race was won by Graham Crosby riding an OW31 Tomahawk 031, pardon me, built out of the parts room. Now that was a motorcycle designed to win Daytona, so it's no surprise that it did well. Honda was stopped by tire trouble. Had two excellent runs, Freddie Spencer and Mike Golden. variable weight was emphasized by fabricator Todd Schuster stepping into a airframe and pulling it up like a pair of pants while commenting that this is
So my eBay fairings fit, which is a surprise. I wanted to stick with OEM. Let me pause this.
Despite its weight of over 500 pounds, this thing dominated U.S. superbikes.
I'm listening to Psycho World podcast. Man, there's an old man there. He's like the font. That man is like an encyclopedia. So it looks kind of cheesy, but we'll see how it works out. We will see. Anyway, like I said, there's nothing is gonna be perfect. They line up pretty well, as you can see. But then I can see they're supposed to come all the way. They're supposed to be little. They're supposed to. You see, I thought they were supposed to be little. What's the word? Supposed to. They're supposed to be tabs that come all the way up here, and then they're supposed to, but they're missing. Like I said, you can win in this world. I'm not surprised, but so far so good. It's gonna look mad ghetto for now, but like I said, I'm just doing this to test it, ride it for a little while with the Aziz, because like I see, let me show you, these two tabs are missing, and I'm not surprised. These little tabs, that's not a surprise. You see how they come up all the way up to here? That doesn't surprise me any. So I'm gonna have to secure that chair too. So I'll secure this, and of course these are non-refundable. Of course Mr. eBay, he makes sure they're non-refundable. But like I said, it is what it is. What do you expect for $100 from eBay? I'm surprised it didn't come. Surprised it didn't come cracked here. But anyway. All I'm gonna do is, cause now this thing is loose, I'm gonna zip tie this. I'm gonna zip tie this to that. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean. I run a zip tie from this to that place right there. Like I said, you can win with everything.
World system, and it did so as a result of its strong acceleration. Ducati at the time were playing with what could be called Cosworth valve timings. Lots of duration, which makes power on top, but kills the mid-range and the bottom. So while the Ducati fellows were trying to ride corner speed, so they didn't have to accelerate as much, the RC30s were winning a couple of championships based on good acceleration. Now, that's not a result of a V4 engine. It's the result of designing an engine that has good mid-range for strong acceleration. The cylinder doesn't know where the other cylinders are. It's doing its thing. And if it's filling itself well in mid-range, you're going to have good acceleration. So
I think it's kind of the important galactic point is that everyone says torquey wins. Well, it's a result of tuning. It's a result of forward stroke. It has, like you can make it as Ducati has done. You can go very high.
So I got this small 4-inch cable ties from Walmart.
there's still
Got the mosquitoes out. I might have to spray myself.
long stroke by itself means lots of torque. Well, what a long stroke generally means is a small bore. And a small bore means small valves which have their peak flow in the mid-range and not on top. This gives us the shed loop torque curve. It's entirely two valve engines.
The reason is you can see the thickness. These ones don't fit.
Lots of torque at the bottom and then a slow.
And then these ones are not long enough, so I'm gonna double them up.
You can only make up for that with so much lift.
Yeah. Take the valve out.
Theoretically, you can say, oh, let's give it 2 inches of lift instead of a half inch of lift. 2 inches of lift, but the hole is only so big.
The hole is only so big. So that's why long strokes have small bores, and their torque comes from those small valves and small ports, which you can give to any engine. So this in 2020, I was invited to go on a deluxe trip to Honda in Japan, and which
So you see, so that
and at one point the question was put to then development director.
you see, so the light is secure.
Why are you building
Because now,
as an inline
without the zip ties,
racing?
this light is secure. This tab is supposed to go from here, like I said. It's supposed to go from there, so I just secured it. And sometimes you can double up zip ties.
He said, sales are not so great now. I would like to have both V4 and inline 4, but now we can only afford one. So the V4 can be looked at as having a career that peaks quite early, and which then and later encountered both from Honda and from other manufacturers competing sport bikes that made it difficult for the quite heavy VFR to compete nose to nose. And so VFR was gradually pushed towards the goal of the Gentleman's Express, a motorcycle with a strong sporting performance, but a normal riding position. And
that closes.
And it crushed, by the way. It was, I mean, what a magnificent motorcycle. It picked up gear-driven cams, which we all at the time were dying for.
Oh, love the whine. Yes.
It just sounded, you know, it sounded like the future. It sounded like performance, because it was performance. It gave you advantage. It had a beautiful precision to it. None of this, you know,
Lapping chains, stretching.
chains. I mean, and the complexity of just building a V4 costs you more money. You have two-cylinder heads. You have to drive.
Two cam drives. Yep.
Yeah, and there's just extra complication, which Honda was not afraid of. There was a beautiful time at Honda where it seemed like, how can we think of a more complex solution for this simple problem? It was awesome. I bought a 1995 VFR, it was a Gen 4, brand new. It was the first motorcycle I bought brand new. I kind of wanted a 900 SX Ducati just because they were highly lauded by everyone, magazines. So it just,
So that's the tail section.
I made the
Like I said, it's gonna look ghetto,
time Honda.
but it is for what it is. I'm just gonna put it together, run it for a few, a period of time, and then I can take it apart and paint it.
We're stuck in the middle there.
Getting all four into those rubber nests. Well, you've got 2.5 miles of pipe down into the hole. On the bottom end is
So let me check how tight, how this is an insert. So let me check how good it is. This is a undamaged side.
before they put on the brakes and realize that we've got a jam. Because that's a really long Russian car at this point. And it's a short Russian car. Short Yep. Yep. We have, yeah. So, RC30, Treasury Eagle, who was running things at Thomas Racing for a while.
Finally, thank God, that I don't have to work 50 miles. That's what we were with cases that are breathing. Last podcast we did on Udo's super light car ideas.
Yeah. The AMA was, of course, still had their feet in the Class C past
had no background, just detailed with Michelin tires. And at the time, it was Michelin carbon rest before the Munich, so they let go most tires. You just, and he said, how'd you do that? It's like, I reckon I just squeezed it out, right? I said, well, okay, very nice answer, very laid back, but there you was. So that was the interview, the opportunity to interview Colin based on the issues that he wanted. It doesn't probably film in the machinery as much as the C-45 did. He said it would turn. I guess there was much more willing to turn than the C-45 had been. And the important distinction was how smooth it was. That was a really neat time, the C-51, with the CL1000. In AMA in the late 90s, Suzuki was showing us what it seemed like 4,000 cc V10s or 754s. Like, what do we do? What do we try? How's this going to come out? Let's just keep messing with it. It was beautiful to see all that investment.
Someone interviewed Mr. Yamanaka, who was associated with so many motorcycles, ESR for sure. Late in his career, he said, hard to imagine the future since nearly everything has been common. So, it's interesting to relate.
So I secured as a screw right there, secured that one. So I'm just letting it hang, and it it um, it tucks in there, tucks in here. God, I'm hitting my. So right here is a tab right there. I need to put that in, and then I put this one in, and I put that one in. Now I'm gonna put the bottom piece on.
And how much horsepower would that take?
So, okay, so they adopt NG and they find all they need is 12 psi. Because now, the oil is coming in at the center of the crankshaft on the outlet to the connecting rod bearings on the crankcase. And Mr. Terry Matherson, who was always innovative and sometimes overly talkative director of American Honda Racing, he said, the engines came with tags on them saying 12 psi oil pressure is all this engine needs. It is normal. This is not a problem. Because everyone was so focused on, well, you've got to find a way to get more oil in there, and it's going to take more pressure. So it was interesting to learn from Mr. Ishikawa, LPL on the 2020 Firefox, that they were, for cylinders long, putting oil in both ends. Formula One style. They call it RC-45 style. So you can't produce a line of engine with this kind of alternative way. One of the early lessons was supposedly that an automated assembly system was pioneered by early VFR. I don't know if this is the case, but for some reason,
So I need to put a
oil was
need to put
very
a screw
slow
there.
reaching the very end of one of the camshafts. And I remember all being telling me that the time it was for oil pressure to reach aperture start. And sort of kit, external oil lines, and here's the modifications you do. This will never happen another time. It's another trouble again. Honda had to scramble to correct this problem because it was a torpedo that was rushing towards the motorcycle.
So that's what helps when you have extra hardware. So I think down here it's supposed to be one of these, but In my box of magic tools, I got this, and it's the same pitch thread.
supremacy.
So,
And I like to think of late night operations, RC-45 operations, 7 and 98. They were running tests of valve train components all over hot winter. So that means a lot of test facilities hooked up. So
Hands-on is how you get rid of stream error, is what you were talking about, where your reference is wrong. And so you have all this experience, and then you just install your 50, 60 PSI oil pressure, and you get this one, and like, oh man, that's 12 pounds, they must have screwed this up. Like, what do we do? And you go, fix them with, torque values. Little, like, clutch springs. I just recently had a spring with an XS 650 that did a clutch on a 72 Yamaha. And whoever put that together forced the taillights out of this little, like, curving, shank, like 4 millimeters, I think. So the little bolts to hold the springs on there, they're supposed to be 7 foot-pounds, roughly, 7 to 9 foot-pounds. And whoever put those in there tightened them so much they cracked the boss of the clutch. And you're just like, it's not an accident. And then actually it has, it has a spring washer as we think about it. It's just, you have this reference of the only things that you experience when you're confronted with
something is violated.
something that violates that. Your rule, it's been tested. That's what's so great about finding answers for yourself and taking things apart, looking at the bearings, taking in measurements. Measuring takes 7 seconds for the oil pressure to get through the end of that, or 7 minutes to get through the end of that camshaft. But you're visualizing it and saying, okay, well, where's the oil pump? How do we, we put a light wall check valve to keep the oil from draining out of the liquid. How do we solve it? And actually measuring those numbers. That's what's always driven me in this part, is that I have confidence in what I'm dealing with. Like I put it back together and I know for sure. It's like I don't know, it's very motivating. The Tower Screen pump, 1989 Ford. It's a vein type pump. It's got a big plastic reservoir, and the rebuild kit smells like petroleum, shaft fuel. You feel like, oh, you have a flat. That's pretty good. So you rebuild from scratch. And you just figure it out. And you know what you have. And that confidence is what I find necessary. And so it's neat to pay witness to that. The fundamental to Honda success is taking the team as good as can they can.
Good job. For their teams, yeah. Well, the combustion chamber for RC-30 was highly refined over time, and it's based on research. The RC-45 combustion chamber was a step forward. When RC-211B was redefined, LAGT engine that Honda ran from 2002 to 2006, was based on RC-45 combustion. And one of these Japanese gentlemen said, we have invested a great deal of research in making something that works well. Why would we throw that away and start over? Let's use something that we already have and have confidence in. So,
Well, that's the playbook over at Polaris. I mean, you get a combustion chamber that works and they stick it on everything, right? Like you don't have to reinvent. It's just, they've got like a million repetitions for this combustion chamber, and you know what it does, and put it over here.
at one point, they put VTEC on VFR. And VTEC, using this particular VTEC, a variable downtime system, involved having 3 cam motors. And 2 of the cam motors, the outer pair, operate for
Ah, we're getting somewhere.
two valves at lower speeds. They may have staggered cooking, they could use backseat scale, but the blow out of one is like when the clay with the hose fill in the bucket, you make a long hose. Waiting for a bucket fill is an issue that you want to do too often, so let it plow away with fill it in. And so those outer two lobes are designed to make the bottom end punchy and to boost intake velocity so the fluid slowly fills when the engine is not on the block. And then, depending on what gear, the first one switches over at 7,000 or 6,800 or 6,400. Suddenly, at some point in the operation, the pin is hydraulically shot through all three rockers, causing them to be operating edgewise at the pump. And this is one of those things, like
See,
shift paint,
that's the oil filter. Not too
others
bad.
that can make
2,000 miles.
that
Just gonna
when you have
clean
played
it up a
out
little bit.
your ability to have it all strong off the bottom. Good mid-range acceleration.